Good evening all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, 5:45 p.m. Central Time. So let's talk turkey. No, it's not Thanksgiving, it's turkey. And tomorrow's the FOMC meeting. I could care less about the other U.S. reports. I do care about the Chinese data coming out tomorrow because it gives us an idea as to how their economy is growing, and we can extrapolate a certain amount of time when they came out of their pandemic levels to how they surged and then the pullback they saw, and where does it start basing out and start growing again, and maybe you apply that to the U.S. economy. But the real thing is the FOMC meeting, and I do not expect any changes. In other words, I think Fed Chair Powell will say they're going to stay data dependent. It's too soon to pull any of the resources. If he's asked about tapering, he'll say, you know, it's something that it might come up for discussion down the road. He doesn't think it's appropriate just yet. That's what I expect. But I'll tell you what you want to look at. You want to look at the dot plot. The last one we saw was, I believe, in March. Now we're going to get a new one right here. The last one I recall seeing, there were 4 members that thought in 2022, I take that back, we would get a rate hike. You know, there's been all kinds of people saying we're going to get one this year. I seriously doubt that. But 2022, that was 4. Do we get more coming to that crowd? Do we get some leaving this crowd, or does it stay the same? That's what I think the market's going to focus on. Do I know? Don't know, but that's what I think. When you take a look at ARK, not a surprise that the market pulled back. What do you think interest rates did today? They gave you a recovery. They climbed. So as they climbed, you're seeing this. Makes sense. Wait till you see the numbers we got to, because I was telling you about what I expected here. You've got higher lows, higher highs. We saw that coming. The market went to the 200-day moving average of closes. What did I tell you? That's going to be a killer number. Wouldn't surprise me. It's back to the 18-day average in red. What else? Where's the upper Bollinger Band? Is that not the first time since this whole move from right here, this low, you went there? If you haven't taken my enhanced Bollinger Band course, I'm going to talk about it at the end of this video. Do so. At least look at it. Take a look on our website at how it's taught, what it does, and I think I think it's something you should look at. Doesn't mean you have to. Just telling you. What about momentum here? Well, the slow stochastic closed at 80.74. Unless you get a jump in the morning, a good one, you're going to drop under 79. There's no magic to that, but a close under 79 changes everything. It then changes the momentum, and when you lose that number, if you get a 79, actually under a 79 reading, then I think you're going right back to wherever that 18-day moving average of closes is. The problem in this market is if you get there right away, where's the 18-day average going to be? The last break low was 112.14. Yesterday, the 18-day average was 110.94. Today, it's at 111.16. That's 20 cents, right? So that would put you at 111.81 in theory, and this is 112.14. You'd break the pattern of higher lows, higher highs, possibly. That's my point. BBEU, still fully embedded. I'm still bullish until that's lost. So I'm looking, can you get up to the upper Bollinger Band before the red line closes under 79? I don't know why I keep saying 80 there. PAVE. Well, we're now seeing that as President Biden finally finishes up everything in Europe, and tomorrow is his meeting, as you know, with President Putin. And that should be, I'd want to be a fly on that wall. Can you imagine? There seems to be ideas that they're going to meet 5 or 6 hours. What are they going to talk about except the word nyip, nyip, nyip? No, no, no. Not us. Not us. We don't do those things. We don't poison people. We don't allow hackers to go out and do all this. That's going to be the meeting. Maybe I should get paid comedy. Lower highs, lower lows, coming down to the lower Bollinger Band. Okay, if not, the 18-day average. So what do I think? I think you have to get the president back in the country. I think the Democrats have to make that decision to go it alone. They're not going to get the Republicans to sign on to new taxes, period. They'll use money not allocated. They'll come up in the numbers. I believe that. I believe you can get to a 1, 2, 3 number. Very close to a 1.7 trillion that the president wants, but that's still a bit of a divide, and it isn't going to get the president the tax increases he wants. So he's going to have to go the other route. Not going to be easy if he can get it done. AMC. If I'm the owner of AMC, I'm sitting there, and I realized the board chairman said he hadn't sold any stock. Might be time to reconsider that. You're sitting up here, why not sell more and get rid of more debt? I mean, I owned a movie theater. I am trying to figure out what keeps this going forward. I am not saying it has to be a dead venue, but you need time to make it into whatever it's going to be. And yes, people want to go back to the movie theater now, but the idea of home releases at the same time that there's a movie theater and I can buy that for my family for 20 bucks versus the 5 of us going into the theater, it starts at about 45 to 50. Now the kids want the darn popcorn and the drink. I'm at 100 bucks before you know what's going on. At home, I'm at 20 bucks. Just making the point. XSD. By the way, the people that have the money, they don't go every week. They make an event out of it. It's going to be difficult getting people to go back all the time when these other things are on the, you can watch them at home. Higher lows, higher highs, caught between the 100-day average now and the upper Bollinger Band. As much as I like semiconductors and they're needed, the first time you get to an upper Bollinger Band, take my course. Stop and say, what did Ira say? Pave. Why would you assume you're going to get infrastructure done until the president gets back in town? And then how are they going to get anything done? I'm lost on pave. How are you going to get anything done without more and more getting along, bipartisan, or trying to get it through? I don't see it. ESGU, you're going to fight a battle here. XLE. Okay, you're overbought. I know energy has soared on the futures market. No question. But you're not embedded, you're overbought, you still have an uptrend, and you haven't had the power to get up to the upper Bollinger Band. Still bullish. EFA, Emerging Market ETF, no trend. Higher high, lower low. I think it's looking for clarity tomorrow on what U.S. interest rates might be looking like going forward to get an idea of what to do here. Ultimately, I think those markets go higher. I do believe that. But you got to get the vaccine out to them. These are not the G7 economies. These are the emerging market economies. And no, you can't count China an emerging market. So you've got to look at the Vietnams, the Malaysians. I can go on and on. They need our help, and ours being the world help with those vaccines. Gold. Well, you're down into what I'm going to call an important area, the 200-day average to the lower Bollinger Band. Tomorrow's an important day because interest rates certainly will impact the market. We've seen Paul Tudor Jones come out and say if the Fed does nothing, he's going all in or some form into the inflation arena trades. Probably makes sense. So we'll see what goes on there. But right there, you're not getting any buy signals. It means you've just made a decision. Fundamentally, the market's going to go up. I can see reasons to cover shorts. You're down to the lower Bollinger Band. You're oversold. I can see in TLT why the market gave up today and lost at the end of the day its embedded reading. Duh. Tomorrow's the FOMC meeting. Why would you want to do anything? You had a beautiful run. You got up to the combination of the 100-day and right here. That's where I think the market should have ended. It carried a little further. It broke back as I expected. FXE, no trend. Higher high, lower low. I just see a wandering market, not a trending vehicle right there. So you put it all together, you try to come up with ideas, and I hope that's where I can fit in with you. If you already understand what a Bollinger Band is, the concept of the algorithm of it, I tie it together in a way with momentum so that you can understand ways to play that and objectives in the market. It's not just the Bollinger Band objective. Window envelopes fit into it as well. How do you use them? How do you put them together with these three parts? It's only in the video. 13 chapters, each about 7 or 8 minutes long, and it's simple. I talked to one of my clients today, and he gave me what I thought was a great compliment. He takes services all over, and what he told me was, I make it easy to understand, more important, easy for him to follow. Last, he learns it. He doesn't have to watch me all the time. But to go with all this, I reinforce it. I mean, there's nothing like teaching with reinforcing. So each morning, as part of your subscription for 2 weeks, I give you access to my complete research. And I'll do it for both the SPDR and the ETF videos. So if you haven't tried those videos, I'm not going to give it to people that were a recent subscriber and they quit for whatever reason. Now they buy this and they want that again. No, I'll be fair. You haven't tried those, you got it. I'll throw those in with it, the two of them together. That's a nice value to it. Why? Because it's going to come into the SPDRs, ETFs, and the futures in a way that you go, oh, I see what he's saying. To me, a chart's a chart. Take the name off the chart, I could care less. I'm looking, on this, I'm looking at a chart pattern, not dollar risk, a chart pattern. So how do you get this? It's simple. It's not expensive. It's $75. All you do is go to our website under the word education. It's explained there. You buy it right there. If you call up my staff, they'll work with you. If you're already a subscriber on any of my other research, it becomes $60. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll talk to you tomorrow about what the Fed does. Have a great evening.